what we call the plantable toothbrush.
Plantable toothbrush.
Yes.
Wow.
So this is a toothbrush that you can plant after use. Kasi
Uh-huh.
what we are trying to do here is we want to address plastic pollution, which has been a big problem of our country.
This toothbrush, essentially, once I'm done with it, itatanim ko lang siya and then tutubo na siya mag-isa. Tama ba?
Yes, you can plant it. So if you can see at the back, so mayroon siya ditong seed. So ito yung platandaan. And then this is the alibangbang. Basically, it's a native tree here in the Philippines.
Okay.
So this is the seed at the back. So we also have nara, pine tree.
Galing.
Yeah. And also if you can see the packaging, so this is also 100% plastic free.
Okay.
So we don't use any adhesive in the packaging.
Today's guest is Mark Sultan Gersava, a Filipino social entrepreneur, climate advocate, and the founder and chief farmer of Bambuhay Social Enterprise. A trained food scientist, Mark has built a mission-driven enterprise focused on tackling plastic pollution, poverty, and climate change through bamboo-based innovations and regenerative farming. Through Bambuhay, he works with farmers and rural communities to create an eco-friendly product like bamboo straws and plantable toothbrushes, while restoring ecosystems and building sustainable livelihoods. Mark's work has earned both national and international recognition. He is recognized as one of 10 outstanding young men in the Philippines, and his work has been recognized by the Royal Academy of Engineering from the United Kingdom. He also serves as a member of the National Innovation Council, the country's highest level government body tasked with shaping the country's innovation agenda, bringing together leaders from government, industry, and academe to drive policies and investments that strengthen the Philippines' innovation ecosystem. Mark continues to champion the idea that business can be a powerful tool to heal both people and the planet. Join us and welcome to the Mad Jeepney Show.
Hop on! The Mad Jeepney!
Mark, kamusta?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. For those not aware, Mark is president of Bambuhay Social Enterprise, as well as an executive cabinet member for the Innovation Council, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, well, maybe let's start off with getting to know you a bit better.
Yes.
Yeah. Mark, you grew up in Sultan Kudarat.
Yes.
No? Kamusta yung buhay mo before you were president of Bambuhay? What was it like growing up in Sultan Kudarat?
Yeah, so growing up in Sultan Kudarat is, I think, nung bata sobrang, I'm not the typical kid na naglalaro, etc. Because we grow up in a remote area in the Guma Mountain Range in Tudak, Libak, Sultan Kudarat, and in Baluan Palimbang, Sultan Kudarat, during my high school days. And so pinanganak ako in the mountain. So I'm a living Tarzan. For 18 years of my life is doon ako sa bundok. And so marami kami magkakapatid. We're 11.
Wow, 11.
Yeah. I'm the number 8.
Okay.
And during the childhood, kasi nga nakatira kami sa bundok. So I can say na like yung nag-aaral kami, we need to walk 4 hours a day.
4 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
During my elementary days, 2 hours papunta sa school, then 2 hours pabalik. So it's been a very sobrang hirap na buhay.
Okay.
Like I think we live 10 times below the poverty line.
Talaga?
Yeah, so sobrang hirap niya talaga kasi umabot sa level that kailangan naming manghiram ng salt or asin sa kapitbahay. We need to borrow fire, yung apoy. And then yung apoy kailangan for the whole week ay hindi siya mamatay.
Okay.
Kasi nakakahiya naman na every magluluto is hihingi ng ano sa kapitbahay. And I think one of the moment that I will never forget during the childhood is when I was in grade 6. So, umalis ako ng school umalis ako ng bahay na walang breakfast. It is during an examination day. And then, umuwi ako during lunch expecting have something to eat.
Okay.
But still, nung umuwi ako, wala talagang nahanap yung parents ko na pagkain. So, during the time when I was 12 years old during the time, so what I did is I just cried a lot. So umiyak lang ako, nang umiyak, and then balik sa school, and then nag-exam, and then that's my last cry. And then for almost more than 15 years, I never cry again.
Yeah.
It's because of that
Naubos
traumatic
na.
experience. So kasi naubos na.
Oh, ano yung ginagawa ng magulang mo? Like when you guys were living in the mountain range nga, and you said that you had to borrow salt, you
Yeah.
had to borrow fire from the neighbors.
Yeah.
How do your parents make a living
Yeah, both are, dalawa sila is basically they are in farming.
farming?
Yeah.
Ano
My
yung...
father, but my mother kasi full-time mom.
Okay, well, 11
Sampung,
pala, 11
diba?
na magkakapatid.
Kasi 10 kaming buhay, yung isa namatay.
Okay.
So 10 ba naman yung
Okay.
anak niya, di ba? So full-time mom, and then my father is basically a full-time farmer.
Aha.
Yeah.
Ano yung tanim niya?
So marami, okay, like mais, palay, so kung ano mga vegetables, so kung ano-ano na lang yung tinatanim, but I think one thing there na nagpahirap sa amin, it's because of the exploitation
Exploitation of what?
of the capitalism na nangyayari sa ating bansa din ngayon, na parang binibili sa mga farmer yung mga crops nila na sobrang mura.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yung mga traders.
Yeah, mga traders.
Meron silang contract buying with you guys. That's why, because of the scale, the negotiation leverage is with the trader. And then you guys sell it at a very
kasi
low price.
I can say my father is sobrang hardworking niya. Like 4 a.m., 3 a.m., gising na yon.
Correct.
And then minsan 7 p.m. na
Yeah.
siya umuwi ng bahay.
Yeah,
So I can say talaga being that farmer is sobrang hardworking niya. But it's because of the capitalism, the situation, what's really happening in the market. Kaya
Yeah.
I think nagkaganon yung buhay namin.
Yeah. I think interesting take kasi ganun nga, that's how enterprise and the capitalist framework works at the moment. No? It's really supply and demand.
Yes.
And then especially if yung farmers come from a very, let's say, poor background, as you shared, the negotiation leverage and power is really with the traders. And kasi alam nila na the farmer will really just have to sell, diba? Regardless of price, kasi kailangan lang ng pagkain.
Yeah.
Okay. And etong you went to school, right?
Yes.
High school, grade school. I'm sure it was challenging dahil syempre gusto din nila magtrabaho ka na lang siguro sa farm.
Yeah.
But what kept you going to school, especially since 2-hour walk siya one way pa?
So I think I have this dream because nung 5 years old pa ako, tinatanong nila kung ano kung gusto kong maging. So gusto kong maging doktor.
Doktor.
Okay, that's my dream.
Okay.
Na parang that keep me pushing. Tapos nakita ko nga yung sitwasyon namin kasi for example, pag umuwi kami galing sa school, kailangan pa namin maghanap ng pagkain. Like kami mismo na mga kapatid ko, kailangan namin mag-harvest ng kangkong. And then during my high school days, is basically nag-working student ako, nahiwalay ako sa parents at the age of 12. So
Saan ka pumunta?
So in Balwan, Palimbang, Sultan Kudarat. Doon ako sa tita ko. So nagtrabaho ko. So I need to wake up 5 a.m. Para magpastol ng kalabaw.
Okay.
And then yung lugar namin in Balwan, wala kasing justice doon. So parang may nakikita ka na lang dyan, namamatay na lang bigla. Okay, dyan sa kanto may nagbabarilan.
Yeah.
So the community is really where I grow up during grade school and high school is the insurgency is very high.
Okay, and anong klaseng insurgency to?
So mayroong in between the government and the rebels. And then mayroon din na in between the people kasi nga in our barangay walang pulis, walang militar na nakakapasok.
So pag may away ng pamilya, they settle it through the olden times.
The whole times.
Which is, ubusan ba ng lahi? Ganong level?
May ganon. May ganon talaga. And then marami kasi ding mga yung mga dating NPA na nag-exit. So the place is really in chaos.
Okay.
And yun yung exit point kasi ng mga rebelde. Okay, from way back then, from the Sulu, from the other places. So it's really beyond that kasi naging din kami, naging bakwit. So or displaced people. So from one place to other place, kailangan alisan yung yung bahay kasi nga nagkakaroon ng encounter. Actually, maalala ko nga nung 2022 bumalik ako dun sa alma mater ko. I became a speaker. And then habang nagsasalita ako, biglang mayroong 3 helicopter. Kasi nga nagsisimula ulit yung giyera in my alma mater during my high school. And then during that time, doon ulit ako umiyak. Kasi nga nakita ko like cause that's the graduation that I witnessed na ang daming pulis na nakapasok na yung mga pulis and then ang daming militar. And then at the middle of my talk, I saw these 3 warplanes of the government na dumaan doon mismo sa may alma mater ko. So it's really a very, should I say, traumatic, depressing childhood.
Talaga. I mean, I can imagine how tough that is. I mean, not having anything to eat and then, of course, sa paligid mo, meron pang peace and order issue.
Yes, like,
I'm sure that affected you in a different way, no? And then the community in a different way. Siguro at that time, you were still very young. Ano yung naiisip mo at that time?
Survival.
Survival.
Yun lang siya. Okay, kumbaga mabuhay lang ako today. Mabuhay ako sa bawat araw. Yun lang talaga yung nasa isip ko. The education is the secondary na makatapos ako ng pag-aaral. But it's a daily survival.
Daily survival.
Yeah.
I can imagine, diba? And at that time, you said you wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
No? Na-imagine mo ba sarili mo that you will be an entrepreneur or social entrepreneur
Never.
at one point?
I never imagined. No? I never imagined na magiging appointee ako ng presidente.
Yeah.
Wala talaga siya sa pangarap ko. Because, nag-aral ako, it's because I want to survive.
Yeah.
Kamot may, kung ano man yung mangyari, kung ano man yung pwedeng kurso na available nung after my high school na gano'n na yung nangyari. So sa akin, first, now since walang nursing, walang med sa probinsya namin, so I took engineering.
Anong klaseng engineering?
Computer engineering.
Computer engineering.
Kaya lang bumagsak ako.
Okay.
First quiz na 0 ako.
Okay. Well,
So,
mahirap
since-
naman nata talaga yun.
Oo. Ang hirap niya kasi nga our education, that's the reality actually. Our education in the bundok talaga is hindi talaga siya ganun kaganda compare in the cities.
Yeah.
Kasi pagod na kami ng mga naglalakad for 2 hours, di ba?
Yeah.
Do you think makakapakinig, kaya mo pang makinig sa
Tapos
teacher?
gutom ka pa.
Oo, tapos gutom ka pa. So, parang nakapasa lang ako during that time. Naging naging honor roll. Okay. Naging salutatorian naman ako during high school.
Okay.
Naging honorable mention ako during elementary. But I can say is, kasi parang ako yung may potential. Okay? Nakikitaan ng potential. But in terms of education, like my
quality
English
iba
is
din
talagang
talaga.
Carabao. Okay? I can say that. We called it English Carabao nung college ako. So hindi ko talaga alam. Like, I can't understand chemistry. I can't understand physics.
Nung nag-college ka, saan ka nag-aral?
So in Sultan Kudarat State
Sultan Kudarat
University.
pa din.
Yeah.
Okay.
So ang nangyari nun, after ko nga na 0, so gusto ko ulit mag-chef.
Okay.
Now since wala din culinary, so I took food technologist.
Food tech.
Oh, na medyo malapit.
Okay.
Medyo malapit siya sa ano. And then I found out na malapit din siya sa pagiging doktor kasi we study all about human anatomy, ano yung mga
Okay.
pagkain sa bawat parte ng katawan natin.
Yeah. Okay.
So, pa rin, during my college is naging self and working student pa rin.
Okay.
Yeah.
And nakatira ka pa ba sa bundok noon? Or
No,
lumipat
hindi
ka
na.
sa
So that's the
syudad?
time na when I was 19 years old, so bumaba na ako ng bundok. And then doon ko nga, when I was 19, doon ako nakakita ng bulb, yung electric bulb.
Light bulb?
Light bulb, yes. The
Talaga?
light bulb. That's my first time.
So sa bundok dati, kuryente, wala?
Wala.
Tubig?
Ano lang
Paano yung tubig?
Well,
Pakulo?
tubig is spring. Okay.
Spring.
Just a spring.
Pwede nang inumin diretso doon?
Pwede nang inumin diretso. I think mas masarap
Malinis.
naman yung tubig namin doon. I think
mas
yun
malinis.
naman. And then yung sulo, what we call, no, para siyang gas. So it's it's the old way kung paano na magkaroon ng ilaw. So yun yung ginagamit namin during the time.
Paano yun? Like, nagpapaapoy na lang kayo? Ganun?
No, it's made from gas. We call
Butane
it gas.
or
No,
gas, LPG?
It's not LPG. I think
Baka butane or something like that, no?
hindi siya.
Hindi din?
Malapit siya sa diesel.
Kerosene. Siguro.
Kerosene, okay.
Kerosene.
We called it gas kasi. Okay,
ah.
doon sa amin yan. The kerosene. Okay, I think that's the right term. And then, mayroon siyang bote. Then nilalagyan siya namin ng tela.
Tela
cloth.
na nakasawsaw sa
sa kerosene. And then mayroon kaming in-innovate na para hindi it's a metal. Para doon yung
para tuloy-tuloy
yung apoy.
Okay. And then, syempre, ano din yun? So yun na din yung gagamitin nyo na pangsindi sa pagluto siguro.
Yes.
And then, yung ilaw nyo pang-aral.
Yeah, kasi yun yung available lang din sa barangay namin. Yung kerosene na yan.
Ilan taon nakatira doon sa barangay nyo?
Elementary in Libak is basically until when I was 12. And then in Baluan, in Palimbang, until I graduated high school.
Mga ilan families nandun or ilan tao sa barangay? Hundreds?
I think hundreds.
Okay.
100 families.
Okay, and then yung main source of livelihood doon is just farming.
Yeah.
Okay. And any produce doon na it's popular for or halo-halo
Coffee.
din? Coffee.
We have the best coffee.
Okay,
in the
talaga?
Philippines, and we are the largest producer. Pero late ko na yun nalaman. Kami pala
Anong
yun.
bundok?
So the Dagoma Mountain Range is basically where we produce the quality coffee in the Philippines.
Okay.
But still, na-recognize siya later part na. I think way
Okay.
back then around 2019, 2015.
So recently lang?
Yeah, recently lang talaga siya.
And yung coffee doon, known ba yun to have what kind of notes or flavors?
Yes, kasi it's because of its elevation and I think the soil, the quality of the soil. Kasi our province kasi is one of the few province na hindi natatamaan ng bagyo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way back then.
Okay.
Ngayon, mayroon ng paunti-unti, pero
Onti-unti.
hanggang signal number 1 na lang.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
parang gano'n lang na, parang dulo lang nung bagyo. So I think that's one. Pero hindi namin alam that coffee is very valuable.
Okay.
Kasi dati parang ang mura lang din ng kuha ng mga
Yeah.
traders sa amin.
Kasi high value crop yung coffee.
Yes.
Diba? Especially now with the demand.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Well, so you went to college. You took up food tech.
Yes.
And then you wanted to be a chef.
Yeah.
Right? Pero paano ka naman napadpad sa pagiging entrepreneur? And maybe, how many years na ba yung Bambuhay?
Well, Bambuhay is around 2000. We found it in 2018. So I think...
Is it your first venture?
Yeah, it's my first venture.
Okay. Prior to that, what were you doing?
I can say na kasi during my childhood, at the age of 5,
Sure.
sa start na ako nagbebenta ng kangkong.
Okay.
Pero hindi ko alam yun na entrepreneurship yun.
Okay.
Ginagawa ko lang yun to survive.
Yeah.
Yun lang yun. So yun lang yung main focus. So I think it's really in my DNA.
Selling and the entrepreneurship.
The entrepreneurship, I think it's there na, okay, sales pala yun. Ito, yung ginagawa ko pala is already sales. Na yung pagbebenta ng mga kangkong, ng mga gulay, it's already, I can consider myself already as an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
And then after that, during college, sinasalihan ko lahat ng mga extracurricular.
Yeah.
Kasi pag nasa government institution ka kasi, is mayroong allowance pag pinapadala ka ng school. So yung
talaga.
habol ko doon is the allowance.
Yeah.
So mayroon kaming 800 per day pag
Pwede na.
sa mga leadership training. Like
Oo.
pinapadala kami sa leadership training. So mayroon usually 2 to 3 days.
Malaki yun for a high school student.
Yeah, kasi
800
that's
day.
a standard in the government. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a standard in the government. So I joined different lahat na, like I'm part of the chorale,
Yeah.
singing group. I'm part of the student body organization, of the publication.
Yeah.
And then we have the students and free enterprise.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yun yung
Lahat
nag-open
na
sa amin.
para lang may
Lahat na.
allowance ka. And then yung allowance na yun, paano
I
mo
think I have
ginagamit?
7 scholarships because I'm part also of the provincial scholar.
Okay.
Then I'm part of the DAR scholarship, scholar program then.
DAR, Department of
Agrarian Reform.
Okay.
So, halos lahat ng scholarship na kung ano yung available doon, kailan kong pasukan in order to survive. Yun yung goal ko.
Yeah.
Para makakuha ng allowance.
Yeah.
Student body organization because I
Yeah,
became vice president also of the student council.
Yeah.
So, and then I joined this this organization, Student and Free Enterprise. So ngayon they called it Inactus. So it's a competition for all the around the Philippines sa lahat ng universities, private and public.
Yeah.
And then lagi kaming nananalo. So we
Okay.
always represented the Philippines.
Yung team mo sa Sultan
Yung team
Kudarat.
namin. So
Okay.
I think twice kaming nanalo yung team namin. And then we compete in the international arena. We represent the Philippines on that. So what we did there is nag-implement kami ng mga project for indigenous people or any project that we need to do. Then we are going to craft it into a more into some like a pitching competition. And then so I think yun yung nakatulong sa akin for me to become an entrepreneur. And I think my exposure in Ayala Young Leaders.
Yeah.
Yun talaga siya. Should I say that's my breakthrough?
Talaga.
Kasi doon nag-open yung door for me to have more opportunities to learn more all about entrepreneurship and the perspective of being a leader. So that's for me, that's really transformational part of my life.
Yeah.
Yun yung, should I say that's the breakthrough.
Okay.
And yun talaga yung nagbukas ng isip ko on what I'm going to do.
The opportunities out there and yung kakayanan mo siguro. No?
Yeah, kasi di ba, that's the brightest among the brightest, di ba? The chosen few. Okay, sinasabi natin. Okay, not the chosen few, but yeah.
And so parang growing up, ang dami mo ng experience sa sales,
Yes.
di ba? And of course, entrepreneurship, they say it's not for the faint of heart, di ba?
Yeah.
Kasi ang dami mong challenges and ang dami mong siguro times na matuturn down,
Yeah.
di ba? And madidisappoint. But you hustling through your youth by applying in all these opportunities, maximizing it, selling at the side to survive, parang you think bred you to be an entrepreneur.
Yes. But after graduate kasi hindi ako nag-entrepreneur agad eh.
Yeah.
So kailangan ko munang magtrabaho.
Anong ginawa mo after college?
Actually, during
So you
my
graduated food tech, is that
tech.
right? And then what did you do after?
At my first work, yung formal work, should I say, because mayroong informal, after my high school is nagturo ako sa mga indigenous people for 2 years, and my salary that time is around 1,000 per month.
1,000 per month?
1,000 pesos. Oh yeah, per month. And then my formal salary is basically during my last semester in college. So I was hired as the provincial coordinator of Smartmatic, the automated election, the first automated election in 2010.
Yeah.
But I'm a food tech. Okay, and then luckily enough, I was hired by the company. I'm the youngest actually, and then I'm handling Sultan Kudarat, and the insurgency is was very high.
Yeah.
So that's my first job during my during my college, yung my last sem in college. So kahit pumapasok ako, meron ako mga escort. Kasi that's part of the protocol. Kasi first time yun na nangyari.
Yeah.
And then my second job is I want to work sana in a foundation.
Yeah.
Hindi ko pa rin alam kung ano yung direction. And then I volunteer. I let a volunteer. Then that time I decided to practice my profession. So I went to Manila. Okay, that's the time. Because during that time, we are still living in poverty. So our goal is, yun kasi yung sinabi ng parents namin na mag-aral kayo para makatapos, para makaahon tayo sa kahirapan. Hindi niya sinabi na magnegosyo kayo. Walang ganon.
Yeah.
So within that, I worked for almost 7 years as a food scientist in the research and product development
of what?
Food. Of the different restaurants.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So working with that, kasi nga yung goal is para makatapos kasi meron pa akong 2 kapatid na hindi makatapos.
Yeah.
So kailangan mo na silang paaralin. Mayroon pang 2 pamangkin na kailangang paaralin.
Yeah.
Then nung nakatapos na sila, so that's the time na I'm looking for something.
Yeah.
And then sabi ko, ano yung pwede kong gawin? Then I volunteer. Since 2013, nagvo-volunteer ako sa Sulu.
Okay.
Yeah, so in
Sa
Hulo,
Sulu?
yeah.
Okay.
That was considered way back then as the most dangerous place in the Philippines.
Correct.
Yeah. But okay na ngayon. Okay, it's really a very peaceful place na siya ngayon.
What got you there?
So I was
And
as
siguro
part of I think as part of the AYLC kasi a school invited us to conduct a leadership training.
Okay.
Yeah. So since 2013, and then way back around 2016, nung last namin na bumalik, nag-declare ng martial law in the area. Dapat bawal kaming pumasok doon.
Okay.
But sabi nung nung school na safe. So pumunta kami doon. And then nung pumunta kami doon, isa sa mga participant namin during the training, kasi mayroon dong nangyari na may pinugutan ng ulo in Sulu.
Tama. Yan ba yung foreigner?
Yung foreign,
Iba.
hindi. It's a local there
Okay.
in Sulu. And then we found out that that person is one of our participant pala at the end of the camp, of the leadership camp, is siya yung nakakita. Siya yung first na nakakita ng pugot na ulo.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then we processed that. And then during that time, because me, I'm,
When you say process, ano ba kasi? Parang ano ba yung training nyo or activity
So we
nyo
conducted
doon?
a lot of servant leadership training. So on some like it's an experiential learning on the
yeah.
leadership context.
Yeah.
So mayroong mga processing. So
Processing ng trauma,
ng trauma,
experience,
yes, ng
personal
experience,
challenges.
all that.
ganun.
It's some like an open conversation.
And this was with what organization?
It's with the Notre Dame of Hulu College.
Okay, so it's
with
a
the student-
it's a college.
It's a school, yeah.
Okay.
It's part of their organization. And then so it's almost 2 years that pabalik-balik ako doon. And then during that time, because I'm a spiritual person, so pagdating ko doon is I realized na I asked this yung mga tinrain namin kasi after they graduate from college umaalis sa Sulo. And then they told me na kasi pagod na sila na they've been experienced that yung insurgency since nung childhood na sila.
Yeah.
So after they graduate, they want to escape.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
from the
Environment,
community. It's
yeah.
because lack of opportunity,
Yeah,
lack
yeah.
of everything. So halos walang economic opportunity
Yeah.
sa place.
Yeah.
So and of course I think their main reason is they want to get out from that from yung araw-araw nilang naririnig ng mga barilan,
Correct.
the insurgency that they want. So yun yung sinabi nila. So I visualize, sabi ko, ano kaya pwede kong gawin? And then, I have that and then umikot pa kami sa Sulu.
Yeah.
So, and then nung umiikot kami doon, may nangyaring encounter. We passed by that place just a minute.
Minute
Like
before or after?
Before.
Yeah.
We passed by that at narinig pa namin yung putukan. Yung incident na yun, yun yung pinakamalala na war na nangyari sa Sulu kasi I think around 21 soldiers died in that encounter. So they called it the greatest war of Sulu. And then, nung umiikot kami, I saw na ang ganda ng Sulu. The thing is, ang dami niya ding basura. Okay? Ang dami niyang basura. So, when I went back to Manila, I'm thinking, sabi ko, ano kayong pwede kong gawin? You know what? I have 10,000 pesos in my, yung naiwan na pera ko kasi nga wala akong savings kasi during my, nung nagtatrabaho ako.
Yeah.
So I quit my full-time job na hindi
Yeah.
ko pa alam kung anong gagawin ko.
Yeah. Ito yung food scientist ka.
Yes, yung
Yeah.
sa food science.
Yeah.
So I quit my full-time job na ano kaya yung pwede kong gawin?
Yeah, yeah.
And then there is that nung nagsi-search ako sa internet, there is that picture, nag-viral siya in 2016 na yung turtle na mayroong straw sa
Correct,
kanyang
oo.
nakatanggal sa kanyang nose.
Oh, correct.
So
Naalala
that
ko yun.
stuck me. So sabi ko, okay, so ano kaya yung pwede kong gawin? Sabi ko, ayoko nang may mamatay na na turtle.
Yeah.
So naalala ko, during our childhood, mayroon kaming ginagamit na it's made from bamboo, then we called it sumpak. Yung
parang baril.
Yes, yung para siyang barel.
Oo.
Pero it's made from bamboo.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
not the sumpak here. So we called it sulpot in Ilonggo.
Okay.
Na yung bala niya is mga papaya.
Papaya.
Yeah,
Alam
papaya
ko,
or-
familiar ako dun sa sumpak na parang bamboo, tas may wet paper ka na ilalagay.
Ayun, yung wet paper. Wala namang papel doon sa amin. Limited yung papel kasi nga nung bata ako nga, halos nga nag-aaral nga kami na walang papel. So yung ginagamit namin yung papaya. Kasi maraming papaya.
What about the papaya? Like yung balat niya?
No, yung laman.
Yung seed ng papaya.
No, laman.
Laman. Yung mismong fruit.
Yung mismong fruit.
Okay.
So, siniscrape namin yon.
Yeah.
At saka, pag tumama kasi siya, medyo malamig compare sa paper. Yung paper kasi medyo masakit siya.
Correct.
Compared to the papaya. So,
Correct.
mas malamig siya.
Yeah.
So, then, naalala ko na ginagamit namin siya pang sip ng water. Sabi ko, okay to baka pwede to. So, I imagine it kung ano yung ginagawa namin way back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Sabi ko, sige, baka pwede to. So, naghanap ako kasi nga, ang layo nasa Manila na ako Ang layo ng lugar namin.
Correct.
Kung magta-travel kami, I think from the municipality, I think I need at least more than 1 day bago ako makaabot doon sa lugar namin. Kasi
Dun sa
nandun
inyo.
yung maraming kawayan
Okay.
na yung maliliit na bamboo.
Okay.
So, sabi ko baka pwede. So, naghanap ako here and then I have a friend in Nueva Ecija. Siya yung nagsabi sa akin na parang may maliliit dito na kawayan, baka gusto mong tingnan. So tiningnan ko, ako ay pwede. Okay, and then sige, ano kayong pwede kong gawin dito? So, kinatkat ko, pinag-aralan ko yung straw, so wala pa akong alam kung paano siya i-treat. So, and then tinatry ko lang sa
Correct.
mga cafe.
Yeah.
Yun lang yung and then hindi pa talaga clear kung ano yung magiging direction, kung magiging entrepreneur ba talaga ako or what. So, conducted some studies. I approached the OST for the research. Kasi nga, wala naman akong pambayad ng research. So, wala akong funding for the research. So, so we came up na-treat namin siya ng maayos, na tumagal yung straw. I think, so nag-start ako nagbenta. Kasi nga yung sumpak na yon, kumbaga, it's not all about na ginagawa namin siyang barilan. Yung main reason kasi talaga doon, kasi hindi namin kayang bumili ng toys. kaya na-innovate yun.
Ito ba yung
Kaya nagawa
sumpak
yun.
na
Yung
patulak
ganon.
or yung parang
And
bublo
yung
mo?
patulak, yung igaganon mo siya. Yes. So, yun siya. So, okay. So, and then, nag-start ng, our first name was Bumpies. Bumpies.
Bumpies.
Yeah, parang
Okay.
kapayapaan.
Okay.
Peace. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yun siya. Sabi ko, kasi nga bamboo and peace. Okay, kapayapaan. So, okay. So, we started it. And then, nag-start ako nagbenta. And then, that's way back in September 2017 na.
2017.
When we developed the product na. And then, kumita siya ng almost 50,000. And then, I found
50,000 naman?
pesos in 3, hanggang December yon, almost 4 months.
4 months.
50,000. Tapos yung yung babayaran ko is almost 200,000.
Oh no. So,
nagka-utang
palugi.
ako.
Oh.
So palugi siya.
Oh, okay.
So I almost quit kasi nga palugi. So sabi ko, so nagko-conceptualize talaga ako kung paano magiging entrepreneur ba talaga ako, kasi 50,000 yung sales, then 200,000 may utang pa ako doon sa mga empleyado. Inalisan ako ng mga first na ginoin ko sa company as a co-founder.
Yeah.
Kasi nga hindi siya kumikita.
Correct.
So I attended a birthday party. And then I met someone there. In that birthday party, and then in-sponsoran ko yung birthday party ng straw.
Yeah.
So maraming naka-appreciate, and then there is a person there na sabi niya, ikaw daw gumawa nito. Sabi ko, yes. So I think may opportunity. Pwede bang mag-invest?
Yeah.
And that person is basically, kumbaga, matalino. He's a country director for a bank.
Okay.
So okay. So sabi ko, sige. Sabi niya, pwede bang mag-invest?
Kuha ka ng investor. through
So
him.
sabi niya, okay. Tapos, so I explained to that person na, okay, ito yung, this is the only sales that I have. That's way back 2017. So sige. We'll try to help.
Yeah.
Yan.
Okay.
So ang nangyari, naghanap na kami ng pangalan na kasi gusto ko sana siyang simulan sa Sulu. The
Okay.
thing is, na-ambush ka kami doon. So hindi na ako pinayagan
Bumalik.
na bumalik.
Okay.
Kasi sabi ng army, it's too
Magulong masyado
Masyado
ngayon.
nang magulo.
Okay.
So, okay. So, kaya napunta kami in Caranglan, in Nueva Ecija. Yung lugar na yon kasi is marami ding NPA back then.
Okay.
Nung una kong pasok doon, sabi nung kaibigan ko na bawal akong pumasok doon kasi nga may kumbaga 1 week pa lang nagkaroon ng encounter. So sabi ko, taga Mindanao ako. So
Sanay ka na.
sanay ako sa mga ganyan. Kasi nga I'm looking for a place cause beyond the plastic pollution, we want to create opportunity for those conflict-ridden area.
Okay.
Na kasi yun yung nakita ko, yun yung na-experience ko sa Sulo. So kaya yun yung napili namin yung Caranglan Nueva Ecija kasi maraming ang in PE way back then.
Way
pero
back
baseball na
when
rin.
is when?
2017. 17, yeah.
2017.
Yeah.
Ngayon, wala na.
Wala na, na-clear siya in 2018.
2018. Okay.
Tapos yung goal nga talaga, cause I have this really to help. So we found this place in Nueva Ecija. So we started in a backyard. Walang production facility in the backyard of my farmer.
Partners.
At saka when we started nga is yung kasi hindi nga namin kayang mag-ano nung gas range. Hindi namin kayang bumili. So ang ginagawa namin kasi kailangan i-dry, ilagay yung kawangayan is yung yung typical yung bundok style din na may bato, 3 bato, din ilagay mo doon yung kaldero. Tapos that's the one that you are going to boil. Then kahoy, yung ilagay. And then, okay, so sabi ko, okay, I think there's an opportunity here. There's really a very big opportunity. Then, my breakthrough is, ginamit ko siya sa isang coffee shop.
Yeah.
And then, nakita ko nung manager ng isang coffee shop. And then, nung sinabi niya, anong ginagamit mo? Sabi ko, straw. Naghanap kasi kami ng bamboo, ng alternative with our plastic.
Yeah.
Kasi it's because of the trending na turtle. Kaya,
and this was the time
ibang level
when,
yung pressure.
This was also the time,
That's
I
in
guess,
2018 na first quarter.
Yeah, when a lot of companies started reducing
To shift.
their plastic.
Yeah, they're trying to shift into more eco-friendly.
Yeah.
And then sabi niya, kaya mo ba kaming gawan? Okay, nag-yes na ako pero we don't have a facility. Then nag-purchase order ng 800,000.
Pieces.
800,000 pesos.
Pesos worth, that's a lot. Yeah.
Yes. So, ninegotiate ko na kailangan niyang mag-down payment ng 50%.
Yeah.
Usually sa corporate, di ba, dapat upon delivery, 30 to 60 days bago magkaroon ng delivery. So, I explained to that person na this is the situation.
Malaking coffee shop ba to?
Malaking coffee shop. He's one of the, I think one of the largest.
Okay.
Not just in the Philippines, in the world, basically.
Okay.
Because nakapag-ship din kami in Malaysia as their
good.
branches.
Yeah, that's good.
Hindi ko lang alam kung pwedeng banggitin.
Kahit later na lang.
Okay, later
if you
na.
want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nakita ko, so na-negotiate ko siya. And then, kailangan pala nilang mag-audit ng facility.
Yeah.
So wala kaming facility. So naghanap ako doon sa lugar na sabi ko baka mayroong mga small facility na accredited ng FDA kasi yung sa DTI program. So nakakita ako.
Yeah.
So yung first audit nila is hindi namin yung facility. Hiniram ko lang siya in order na makapasa kami sa audit.
Yeah.
Yun. And then pagka-deliver namin, pinabayad ko rin ng another 400,000.
Yeah.
So, yung small capital, kasi yung investor naman, maliit lang talaga yung binigay. Around, yung first niya na binigay lang na investment is just around 50,000.
Yeah.
So, and may kailangan pa akong bayaran na almost 150,000.
Yeah.
So, ginamit ko lang yun pang bayad ng utang. So, yun yung
Correct.
naging breakthrough. And then, nagtuloy-tuloy siya.
Okay.
And then, here comes another company, nag-order ng 2 million. Another company, nag-order ng 4 million. So, so in just here, with that bamboo straw, parang, we sold almost 6 million pesos.
Okay.
Yeah, during that year from our capital of 10,000.
Ilan years yan?
First year.
In 1 year?
In 1 year lang, yeah.
Your 10,000 became 6 million pesos in terms of revenue.
Roughly around 6.7
Okay.
million. But still, yun din, nung binalanse din namin is basically, kasi we are expanding and then we are establishing like the sales. Pinapaikot lang namin. Yung pera pag may sales,
babalik mo sa negosyo.
Babalik sa negosyo, papatayo ng facility, pagandahin yung facility. So, ganun lang siya lahat.
Correct.
So, expenses siya lahat.
Yeah.
Okay? So, kumbaga, hindi rin siya nagkaroon ng profit. And then, that time we came up with a name, Bambuhay. So, that came from the word bamboo, hanap buhay or livelihood, habang buhay or sustainability, buhay or life. To have a good life.
Yeah.
So, that's the brand.
Yeah. Galing. And ako, bilib ako dun sa sugal na ginawa nyo in terms of, just taking the order and then finding a way to deliver even without a clear path. And I think siguro babalik yung pinagdaanan mo nung bata, no?
Yes.
Na kahit anong mangyari, meron paraan at gagawa ng paraan.
Yeah.
No?
And I think, kasi nga, laking bundok. So, ang dami naming ginagawa na kung ano-ano in order to survive. Yeah. Diba? So like for example, pag wala kang kalan, so kaya naming, or kung wala kang apoy, kaya naming nung lumaki na ako, kaya kong magpa-apoy kahit walang posporo or walang lighter. So
Ano
I
yun?
think
Bato ba
nakatulong yung
ginagamit
bato
mo?
or kawayan. Yung kawayan
Talaga?
mismo yung bamboo kayang magpa-apoy nun.
Tama.
Oo.
Oo. Kano katagal magpa-apoy ng
So at
bamboo?
least mga 10 minutes. 10 to
10 minutes,
20.
yung
Depende
kakaskasin
sa
mo?
force. Yeah, yung kakaskasin mo siya. And then
okay.
it will create ano. So it's some like, kumbaga, sabi ko nga, yung buhay namin doon is survival.
Yeah. Okay. So ang galing nun Parang, and itong mga kumpanya na to, hanggang ngayon ba, nasusuplayan mo sila?
Way back, yun yung nangyari. Kasi
Yeah.
di ba 2018, 2019, ang
Yeah.
ganda ng sales.
Yeah.
And then, 2020,
Pandemic. Yeah.
So, mayroon kaming client in France that ordered almost 50 million pesos worth.
Aha.
Ang delivery nun is May 20, 2020.
Okay.
So, nagpe-prepare na kami January pa lang. So, naubos yung cash flow. And then, ano pa rin kami, nagsusupply pa rin kami for
Local.
yung mga company, local. And then, nagkaroon ng pandemic, March 15.
Yeah.
So, everything, with ang client, we lost almost 50 million.
Yeah.
So, wala kaming lahat nandun sa, hindi namin mabuksan yung facility kasi nga hindi kami bawal kasi hindi kami naka-under sa priority sa mga priority.
Correct.
So, ang nangyari, we closed down.
Ilan na empleyado mo nun?
I think I have around 15?
15.
15 people na in our production facility. So, wala kaming pera. Naubos yung pera. And then, nandun sa inventory, nasira lahat ng inventory.
Kasi hindi mo pwede ilabas.
Hindi pa pwede. Kasi nakakuha kami ng permit after 5 months.
Kano katagal ba yung lifespan ng isang product mo? Yung straw?
Matagal siya. But the thing is, hindi kami nakapaghanda. Yung yung finished good naman, some ay hindi nasira. But pag kasi siya matengge siya for almost ng matagal na kasi nga hindi pa maayos yung facility
Hindi
namin.
pa proper yung storage
hindi pa
and
proper yung
handling.
storage namin, yung mga so halos nasira. And then yung raw materials namin, kasi nga fresh pa siya.
Yeah.
So, wala pa naman kaming storage area na hindi naulanan. So, naulanan siya, natuloy-tuloy. Kasi parang naka-open kami August na
Okay.
So, late August. So, naulanan siya. Nainitan during summer.
Yeah.
And then, naulanan.
Gets.
So, talaga siya. Sabi ko, how we can, kasi lahat, the most affected during the time were the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
So, lahat ng client namin nawala, pati local.
Oo nga, no? Kasi yun yung time na lahat sa bahay lang.
Yes. Nag-close lahat ng
nag-close
mga
lahat
hospitality. Iyon yung pinakamalaki naming market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So we try to survive. So during the time we innovate yung we called it the bamboo face shield. It's a face shield made from yung yung parang yung shield niya is made from bamboo.
Yeah. Ano yun? May plastic sa harap? Or
May plastic siya sa harap.
Pero yung mismong kaha niya, gawa sa bamboo.
Yes.
Okay.
So yung kahay niya is, so yun yung ginawa namin. And then, nakasurvive siya, nakapag-sell, kaya lang naubusan ng mga raw materials. Then nag-iisip na ako na how we can really survive.
Yeah.
So I'm a faith-driven entrepreneur. Before that happened, kumbaga sabi ko, whatever happened in my, kumbaga, as a faith-driven entrepreneur, kumbaga, I have this spiritual feeling na, okay, I surrender to God na before that.
Yeah.
So, good thing that I surrendered it.
Yeah.
Okay. So walang as it, din may tumawag sa akin from the United Nations na mayroon silang grant.
Yeah.
So they provide us around 2 million grants.
2 million pesos?
Yes, 2 million pesos.
And what was the grant about?
It's all about on the innovative idea for pandemic.
Okay.
Na kung on how the MSME can survive and how we can really help also yung mga
back to
affected, yung mga
normal.
nawalan ng yung mga nawalan ng trabaho.
Yeah.
Yun. So then hindi siya na sustain. So we came up with different ideas and then sabi ko, I think we want to gusto ko nang kumawala doon sa vision namin, sa mission namin na to address plastic pollution. It's because of the hardship. And then, nag-iisip ako. And then, doon namin nabuo yung, we started with a bamboo toothbrush.
Yeah.
So, nag-start kami ng sell ng bamboo toothbrush. So, the time yung binebenta pa namin is we have a partner outside kasi hindi pa naman, toothbrush kasi is very critical on how to do it.
Yeah.
The process is very critical. So, that's the time na, okay, we started with bamboo toothbrush, but bamboo toothbrush is already existing during the time.
Sure.
I think it started with China.
Yeah.
Okay. Nagsisimula na. But sa Philippines, wala pa siya. And then sabi ko, we want it to be more unique.
Okay.
Pero yung China kasi nagsisimula pa lang din. They're just starting. And then sabi ko, okay, so that's the time that, how we can make this more unique.
Yeah.
So that's why we came up with that idea. Lagyan kaya natin ng seed. Experiment, then tinatanim-tanim during the pandemic, during experimentation. So tinatry ko, and then tumubo.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sabi ko tumubo, maraming tumubo. Okay, so sabi ko, paano natin to gawin? Paano
Yeah.
natin i-embed? Paano na masustain pa rin na
Yeah.
hindi pa rin tayo gagamit ng plastic?
Yeah.
So doon siya na
Doon siya na-conceptualize.
Doon siya na conceptualize. So kung titingnan natin to, yan. So this is how it works. Yan. So parang kinonect-connect lang yung packaging din. Kasi
Okay.
ito yung isa sa pinakamahirap na namin na innovate. Kasi we
Yeah.
don't want to use adhesive nga.
Yeah.
So
Galing.
it's an old technology.
So parang origami lang tong itong packaging nyo, no?
So that kasi our positioning here na this packaging can be used as a fertilizer with a toothbrush. So
Okay.
meaning wala talaga siyang waste na mapupunta sa landfills. And same thing here with because it's made from plant-based also with the bristles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So here, sabi ko, as I mentioned, meron siya-
Alibangbang is a
it's a native tree.
native tree.
Yeah, it's a native
Is
tree.
it a bamboo tree? Yeah.
No.
Hindi.
So basically the material is a bamboo. Yun yung misconception. But the trees that na nandyan are all natives.
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
Philippines, we have Nara, pine tree.
So hardwood and softwood.
Yes. Kasi maliliit yung seed.
Pero itong mismong ano ba to? Tube or what do you call it?
Handle.
What do you call it?
Handle. Bamboo.
Itong mismong handle is made out of bamboo.
That's made from bamboo.
Itong seed yung native trees.
So how it works? So sabi ko nga, mayroon siyang mga different trees.
Yeah.
So, kasi isang kulay lang. We don't want to put color in
Yeah,
our
yeah.
bristles.
Yeah.
We want it to be more authentic. So,
Sure.
like for example, in the family, for example, apat kayo.
Yeah.
So, the alibangbang should be the mother.
Yeah.
Or it's a butterfly tree. The pine tree is the father.
Okay.
Nara is sabihin natin, yung brother. And the acacia, kasi we have also acacia. The local acacia is the sister.
Ano yung sabi mong mother, father, brother, sister?
To
Ano yung
determine
sabi
the
nun?
owner of the toothbrush. Kasi di ba yung toothbrush natin mayroong different colors.
Yeah, yeah.
Like green, yellow, pink, etc.
Gets.
So para malaman
Kasi
kung sino yung may-ari.
Ayaw mo kasi na nagtutoothbrush kayo pala sa ibang tao.
Na may
yung-
synthetic. Oo. So
Sa
para
ibang tao
malaman,
pala. Oo.
syempre mahirapan ka pa kung magsusulat ka pa ng pangalan mo,
Correct,
di ba?
correct.
Para malaman din kung ano yung seed sa likod.
Okay.
At para malaman kung sino yung may-ari ng toothbrush.
Gets.
Yun.
Kasi mahirap yung magtutoothbrush ka tapos pagka-toothbrush mo, basa yung bristles.
Oo.
Iba pala may-ari.
Oo.
No? So,
So,
ito
parang malaman.
yung parang kodigo nyo. Yung
Yes,
mismong,
yes. Para malaman mo na,
okay.
ako yung Nara.
Gets,
Okay.
gets.
And the goal there is really, we want that sustainability kasi nga, when we came up with a toothbrush idea, ginagamit natin siya araw-araw, 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So it will create a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
Na lagi mo nakikita na, okay, after this, ano kaya yung pwede ko namang baguhin to myself in order to contribute to help the environment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Etong seedling na nandito sa likod, you mentioned na na-try nyo na i-plant. How
Yes.
long does it take before it
So
actually
medyo
grows?
matagal siya. Ito around 15 to 30 days.
15 to 30
Depende
days.
Depende din sa quality ng lupa.
May maliit ng
Oo.
something.
And then it took
Okay.
almost 3 months bago mo siya, kasi pinapat pa rin namin, ginagawa pa rin namin siyang seedling bago siya itanim bago siya itanim doon sa mga reforestation site namin.
Would you know ilan na yung mga punong na itanim na galing sa toothbrush?
For us, kasi yun yung naka-quantify namin. Yung, mayroon kasi kaming pinapabalik. So I think for us, with the quantification that, because we sold almost 200, should I say around roughly 200,000
Yeah.
pieces of the toothbrushes, I can say, I think, yung mga estimate na tumubo is roughly around 80 to 90,000.
Paano nyo na-estimate yun, if you don't mind?
So,
Kasi syempre, di nyo naman na makikita yung
So mayroon kami
sa
sa
nila linagay, di ba?
Mayroon kasi kaming mga corporate corporate partnership.
Okay.
So ang ginagawa namin with the corporate partners,
Kino-collect nyo?
after 3 months, kino-collect namin, then itatanim namin.
Okay.
So yun yung natitrace namin.
Okay.
Yung sa mga hindi pa namin natitrace, But yun yung that's what we are working out now with the regular consumer on the traceability of it kasi hindi sa like 100,000 ang hirap i-monitor nun.
Yeah.
So we are now actually we are using now we are trying to embed we are trying to integrate technology in our process.
Yeah.
So that malaman namin kung saan yung toothbrush,
Yes.
saan siya nadadala, kung tumutubo pa siya. But still, that's in the work in development pa.
Yeah.
That's in the pinag-aaralan
next
pa. That's the next
steps
step that we are trying to do. So that to really monitor para, kasi if in case there are millions who are going to use it, ang hirap niyang i-monitor kung mag-regular reporting sila.
Yeah, pati di ba? Yung pag B2C na yung model nyo,
Yes.
hindi nyo na matatrack di ba? Kung saan
mahirap
dump
siya
site
i-track.
siya mapupunta.
Maliban lang kung magtanim-tanim sila. And then yung reporting. So
Correct.
that's why we have now corporate partnership where they use their toothbrush for 3 months, and after 3 months, we encourage them to return, and then after return, we plant it kami mismo, nag-curate ng planting, kami mismo, yung community mismo namin, kasi mayroong style doon kung paano siya itanim. Kasi
Yeah.
diba, kahit anong seed, pag they called it na parang may green thumb ka.
Correct.
Okay. So yun siya. And then after 6 months, yung company partner namin will conduct a volunteer program for
Okay.
their employee to do planting.
I'm curious, when you say corporate partner, paano yun? Like, is it a hotel and then they collect it after?
No, we
what
have
is it?
a private partner
Okay.
like banks.
Yeah.
We have also partnership with the oil industry. Different, most are conglomerates, big companies.
And then
Yes.
they purchase this from you.
Yeah.
They
Then
give
they
it to
distribute it to
their
their employees.
Yeah. And then meron session na pwede nyo na ibalik.
Yes.
And then pag binalik nyo, may planting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
So at the start nun, we called it plastic toothbrush exchange program. So they exchange their used plastic toothbrush with us.
Yeah. Okay. And then yung 80,000 sorry, was it 70 to 90,000 that you mentioned na parang
80 to
natitrace nyo?
90,000.
80 to 90,000. Yan yung mga naibalik
Corporate.
sa inyo
Yes,
through
yes,
your
yes.
corporate partnerships.
Yes.
Through how many years? Maybe year to date?
We started this around bamboo toothbrush 2022, but the plantable toothbrush, we just launched it soft launch in 2023.
Okay.
And then we fully launched it last year.
Okay, so in the past 2-3 years, parang meron ng mga 80 to 90,000 na
Roughly,
naibabalik.
Yeah.
And then saan nyo tinatanim?
So we have a reforestation sites.
Saan
So
siya,
we
if you
have a
don't know?
partner. Right now, we have in Pantabangan Karanglan Watershed. We have also
Saan
partners
banda yun?
in Nueva Ecija.
Nueva Ecija din.
And then we have also a partnership with Masungi, Geo-Reserve,
Sa Rizal.
in Rizal.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Galing. And may na ba? May mga puno na bang toothbrush?
Yes,
Or
marami na.
marami na?
Okay, marami nang tumubo. Okay.
So from the 80,000 na na-collect nyo, ilan doon yung masasabi nyo na puno na or halaman na?
Well, I can say yung first namin talaga na yung during our experimentation period way back in 2023.
Yeah.
So I can say na yung fully grown is roughly around 1,000.
1,000.
Yung fully grown na umabot na siya ng mga more than 18 feet.
Talaga. Laki.
Yeah,
Malaki
yeah.
na.
It's
It's
big.
fully grown.
Yeah.
Okay. And it all came from this toothbrush?
Yes.
Wow. Galing. Ang galing. And ano yung plano nyo with that tree?
Well, it's basically part of our reforestation program. Because we launched this what we call the 1 billion mission. So it's one of the most ambitious
1 billion trees?
1 billion. 1 billion mission is basically we want to eliminate 1 billion plastic toothbrushes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And to plant, basically that's the long term until 2050 is to plant also 1 billion
Trees. Nice. Well, I think it's possible. And itong bristles nyo, very firm but also
It's
soft, at the same time,
because
no?
it was recommended by the dentist. So kaya hindi na kami nag-medium.
Yeah.
Or
Ganda,
80.
ganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, very soft siya, I would say. I think this is a world-class product. And yun nga, di ba? Especially if natatrack nyo yung where it's put and disposed after.
Yeah,
diba?
actually, talking about world class, so ang daming inquiry
Talaga.
from the different countries. Kailan naapektuhan yung kumpanya last year ng tariff. Dapat mag-ship na kami in Northern America.
Yeah.
Kailan naapektuhan ng tariff. Then we are about to ship also in Dubai.
Okay.
Then during the time nung mag-ship na kami, doon nag-close yung air ng Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now we are working with Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
So we are now working with Brunei
Yeah.
to basically we are now finalizing the details in Brunei to
Global
introduce
expansion.
it for now. It's because of the economic status around the world.
Yeah.
So we focus on Southeast Asia muna.
Yeah.
To really, cause we are also some of the countries na largest producer ng plastics din around the area,
Okay.
like Indonesia,
Okay.
Philippines,
And
Thailand.
maybe for the social entrepreneurs there, or for people na just waiting for, let's say, a grant, no, or yung mga international partnerships. Ano yung mga suggestions mo sa kanila? Kasi I mean, your expansion started with someone, taking a chance and then doing a PO setup with really favorable credit terms, right?
Yeah.
And then you started having grants, and then you started having orders. Kasi, syempre, once you have one customer na credible, dadami na. Ano yung magiging tip mo for all those entrepreneurs who's trying to find their next big break?
So I think just focus on sales.
Yeah.
Yun lang talaga. Because I think ito yung nagiging misconception kasi in the social entrepreneurship world. Kasi most under context is basically when we talk about social entrepreneur, kumbaga, sometimes a lot are very dependent with grants.
Grants.
Yeah. Very dependent talaga sa grants. And you cannot survive as kaya nga social entrepreneurship. Because at the end of the day, entrepreneurship is still the main core.
Yeah.
So meaning kailangan mo pa rin makabenta with a social cause. Kasi like what we are doing nga, di ba, we provide sustainable livelihood and green jobs dun sa mga affected ng conflict,
Sure.
mga women. So I think one tip there is really just focus on the sales, focus on the product. Because I have, I think that's a good thing for me because I have an experience in research and product development.
Sure.
So we really focus on the quality of the product. Now, when we talk about, kasi most of the social entrepreneur in the Philippines, also social enterprise here in the Philippines is parang handmade.
Yeah.
So I think it need also to invest on innovation.
Sure.
Yeah, it need to invest on automation.
Yeah.
And without sacrificing the main core of the product that put in the social cost. Because it's not all about, for me, it's not all about the numbers that you can impact it, but it's all about the quality of your work. It's not, like for example, na dapat million yung ma-impact mo ng mga tao, mabigyan mo ng trabaho. It's not all about that, but it's all about the quality of the work. So like for example, in Bambuhay, so we keep it on that kasi nag-automate na kami. So the people are trying to afraid kasi nga most of them hindi nakagraduate ng high school. Mayroong hindi nakagraduate ng elementary doon. So we capacitate those, yung mga empleyado namin, yung existing employee namin na nagmamanual. So we capacitate them on how to operate the machine, on how to operate the automation. Hindi kami nagdagdag ng tao, but we are still focused with our main core to help them.
Yeah. So
like,
parang it's not. Of course, sometimes in the social enterprise space, you can be also focused too much on quantifying yung social impact nyo. But what you're saying is also focus on not just the quantity, but the quality in terms of the dignity of work you're giving to your employees and your stakeholders.
Because at the end of the day, the consumer is still, you really need to you still need to priority the consumer. Because the consumer is the one who feed. Who feed the social enterprise. So like for example, just to give you a context, on us, hindi naman kami nag-accelerate na sobrang ang dami kaagad namin na impact, but the quality of what we have, like mayroon kami na isa dating na hindi siya nakapag-aral, pero it's because of what we are doing in Bambuhay is nakapagpatayo siya ng bahay, nakabili ng sarili niyang motor, na-uplift siya sa poverty. So it's really on the quality and it's the continuity of the intervention. And then yung isang din namin, yung isang nanay din namin, ganun din yung nangyari, nakapagpatayo ng bahay. So until such time na and then we promote them. Like, kasi di ba ito yung in the corporate world, sometimes pag naging manager ka, supervisor ka, is kailangan may degree ka. So our quality assurance supervisor is walang degree. Hindi siya nakatapos ng high school. May production supervisor, hindi nakatapos ng college.
I think yan yung kagandahan ng entrepreneurship no? Talagang your vision becomes a source of opportunities for others,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And of course, it becomes the source of income and as well as everyday resource ng pamilya nila.
Yes,
no?
kasi I think for me naman, in my experience during my childhood na hindi naman namin ginusto
Yeah,
na maging mahirap.
yeah.
Nasabi ko nga, di ba yung tatay ko, 4 a.m. gising na
Masipag
hanggang 7
naman.
p.m. Sobrang sipag.
Pero
Bakit
yung
na mahirap? It's
opportunity.
because of the opportunity. And
Yeah.
it's because I think the education really matters there.
Yeah.
Na nabibiktima sila, it's because of their lack of education.
Yeah.
And when we talk about education, it's not just the degree,
Yeah.
but it's all about the education that we can bring into the community.
Yeah.
Na kahit wala silang degree, but still, kahit
Marunong sa buhay.
nung na-employ sila sa, like for example sa Bambuhay, nung na-employ sila, hindi pa sila nakakapagsulat, hindi pa nakakabasa. Nung nasa Bambuhay na sila, nakakabasa na sila,
Yeah.
nakakapagsulat na sila. So I think
Yeah.
that's how,
education
that's
as well.
education
yeah.
as well.
Yeah, parang informal education,
Yes.
pero you learn about life skills necessary to
Yeah.
to do a meaningful job.
O kasi 'di ba ngayon
Yeah.
'di ba we have a new law na pag nakagraduate ka ng high school, pwede ka na magkaroon ng degree
Yeah, yeah.
according to your experience.
Yung ano, yan ba yung K-12 o iba pa yan?
No, that's different. We have a new law. I
anong
forget
law
I forget the RA, 1119,
Yeah.
but this is the law that, for example, mayroon ka ng 10 years experience, pwede ka na makakuha ng degree.
Talaga?
Like for example, like for example, food science.
Yeah.
And then you
Parang-
are in the product, you are in the industry for almost 10 years na nag-experiment kahit wala kang degree. So pwede ka nang mag-take ng board.
Talaga?
Yeah.
Pwede na pala.
So mayroon
yun?
ng ganun. Mayroon ng batas.
Okay.
I think last year, so baka this year ilalabas
Okay.
na yung IRR.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, that's really one of the interesting involvement of our education.
Sino nag-push niyan?
I forget the author.
Sige,
But
check natin.
check natin mamaya on the policy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll need to take a quick break and then
Sure.
we'll be back to
Okay.
talk more about maybe the Innovation Council. All right. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks.
And we're back. So, Mark, a while ago we also discussed how you're part of actually the cabinet secretary of the president,
Yeah, yeah,
diba? As the head of the Innovation Council, right? So, ano exactly yung ano mo dyan? Yung role mo as the secretary of the Innovation Council?
Yeah, so just to give a context, the National Innovation Council is the highest governing policy body
Okay.
for innovation and development. So when we talk about innovation, there are different agencies who are involved in. And the chairman is basically the president, and I'm heading the MSME sector and the startup sector. So yun yung nililid ko. So
Okay.
so this is in our rapid-changing technological world, in
Yeah.
our modern world. So my role there is basically we are crafting policies on how we can move forward innovation and how we can also create a certain policy that this certain innovation will not harm the people. Kasi just to
Okay.
give you a context, like what's happening now in Australia, na binana nila yung Facebook for below 16 years old.
Okay.
It's because nakita nila na it's the bad effect of social media for the children.
Talaga? Sa Australia,
Yes.
bawal
Bawal
na
na.
Facebook pag
Starting this
less
year.
than 16 years old?
Below 16 years old, bawal
Okay.
na gumamit ng any social media.
Talaga?
Okay, yes.
No,
It's because
okay.
nakita nila yung impact all about the
Mental health.
mental health, yung mga
Maybe
I
lack of
think
exercise even.
exploitation,
Physical
yes,
health.
lack of exercise,
exploitation.
everything. So
Okay.
physical, and then yung mga victims din, di ba, maraming namamatay, it's because of the social, yung kinokontak sa social media or even
Yeah.
games. Actually, dun sa kanila is, if I'm not mistaken, I think pati yung phone, until 16 years old bago sila magkaroon ng phone in Australia. So it was a policy that was created. So we want to, it's not really na magiging stricto, but we want to regulate innovation that it will not harm the people.
Okay.
That still, when we introduce certain technology, like for example AI,
Yeah.
we will make sure that our human capacity, our human intellectual, our human brain can still function. Na hindi tayo mag-depend in terms of, like for example, how to balance
Sure.
regarding the, for example, nag-thesis or mag-create ng
Yeah.
research na pwede na bang AI?
Gets.
So still ngayon parang pinagbabawal pa rin. It should
Okay.
be intellectual. So we really need to find that balance. Not
Yeah.
exactly with the technology, but different innovation. Because when we talk about innovation, it is a product, a system, or a process. And
Yeah.
it could be not new, but it could be
Yeah.
an improved
Yeah.
innovation. Like for example, this one from the plastic toothbrush. So we innovate it into a plantable toothbrush. So that's
Yeah.
basically how innovation works.
So your job is to, when you say
Craft.
regulate or craft
Yes.
policies that will maybe enable, but also at the same time ensure that innovations, regardless of what type of innovation it is, actually improves the
Life.
human condition.
Yes, human
or-
condition and governance.
and
Because
governance.
that's one of
Okay.
our big problem
Yeah.
sa ating bansa. Like on how, when it was created, ang pinaka-main goal din doon talaga is para ma-embrace ng gobyerno natin. Kasi ang daming especially sa local government unit, ang daming resistant for
Yeah.
innovation.
Yeah.
Because of course, alam na natin yun, okay? They
Yep.
need to protect their political agenda, they need to
Yeah,
protect...
yeah.
So yun yung mga ganon. So
Yep.
within this is we want to utilize innovation also that our innovation governance will move forward. Like for example, just to give you to give a context all about what we are doing is how we can fast track
Yeah.
our permitting, like business permit.
Sure.
Paano siya mapabilis? Like me, personally, yung goal ko is by 2028,
Yeah.
dapat yung business permit natin is wala na talagang puntahan sa munisipyo. Pag apply mo, nagbayad ka by bank, pwede mo na i-print yung business permit mo.
Okay.
So that's a vision by
So parang
2028.
ease of doing
Ease
business.
of doing business, naging part doon on how we can use innovation
Yeah.
on how we can
Sure.
use AI or other technology
Sure.
in order to embrace, like for example, the blockchain. So we also the council is also the one who are regulating it on how
Yeah.
to really properly utilize it inside the government. Because it could be, if in case hindi siya ma-regulate or walang policy, it could be possibly can harm
Yeah.
the government also.
Yeah.
Instead,
Yeah.
it will contribute for good governance.
Okay. And siguro any key maybe innovations or areas of innovation that are priority areas at the moment for the Philippines?
So in the Philippines, because we have this what we call the National Innovation Agenda and Strategy document.
Okay.
So that's basically our first job when we entered when I
Sure.
was appointed is to craft kung ano ba yung vision natin. So we have 10 priority areas right now,
Sure.
which is the number one is the learning and education.
Learning and education.
Yeah, learning and education. Hindi ko maano yung isa-isa. So we have learning and education. We have blue economy.
Okay. What's blue economy?
It's blue economy or environment.
Okay.
But we called it
okay.
blue economy. It's because napalibutan tayo ng dagat sa
Okay.
Pilipinas.
Okay.
So that's the term. And then we have infrastructure,
Sure.
defense, governance.
Sure.
So we have, of course, agriculture is one of our main priority also, and other things.
Sure.
So they can find it in the Google, the National Innovation Agenda and Strategy
Okay.
document, priority areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you mentioned education is one of the top
Number one,
priorities.
yeah.
So what about education are we innovating exactly?
So like for example, right now in the innovation space, that's really what's happening. Is in the learning and education is the integration. Ngayon yung pinofocusan nila is really the integration of artificial intelligence that it will not harm our young kids,
Sure.
but at the same time they can learn
Sure.
how they
Sure.
can use properly AI, and of course budget-wise. So pinakamalaking budget na ngayon yung education in order that they can innovate something. And we have this program kasi na we called it the Presidential Philippine Innovation Awards, where we are helping private sector
Sure.
to innovate something all about the learning and education. So like, for example, last year, so we have this innovation on the learning and education from the private sector
Yeah.
na gagamitin na ng DepEd in the future na may, tinawag siyang grade chum. Grade chum yung startup. So it's a grading system na kung saan mag-check siya ng essay, mga exams ng in just a minute, kaya nyo nang i-check.
Okay.
And the accuracy is around 99%. Kasi di ba, minsan yung mga teacher,
Gets.
ang tagal nila, pag mag-check, ang tagal-tagal ng
Correct.
oras nila na nagagamit nila
Gets.
doon.
Gets.
So that's one of the innovation. And then, kaya niya na ding i-evaluate, like for example, grading system. Of course, hindi kasama doon yung conduct, yung character, kasi ini-input yun ng teacher. So, maiiwasan din yung sa technology na yon or innovation na yun, maiiwasan din yung favoritism kasi yun, automatic din siya magko-compute ng grade.
Galing.
So
Kasi,
para yung teacher mag-focus, mas makapag-focus sa pagtuturo.
Gets. Ang
Yeah.
galing kasi ako, I also used to teach. And then one of the challenges is pagod ka na gumawa ng material.
Yeah.
Diba? And then yung pag-check is also
Yes.
a different exercise in itself. And usually yung pag-check, yan, ano na yan, minsan, TY na lang yan. Wala yan sa
Yeah.
working hours mo,
Yeah.
diba? So, at least from what I know, of course, you can also check papers while you're in your
So
9 to 5.
ginagamit na siya sa around Iloilo, around 10
Okay.
around 10 institutions na yung
Yeah.
gumagamit dong
Galing.
innovation na yon. And mayroon din, so that's some of the innovation. So it's not just all about the innovation is just on the government, but we
Yeah.
want to encourage also the private sector to engage in. Kaya namin ni-launch yung Presidential Philip Innovation Awards. This is the highest and the most prestigious award in the Philippines.
Sure.
Because we want to encourage the private sector and the government will provide a grant.
Okay.
So I think ngayon mas malaki yung grant. Last year we awarded 5 Philip Innovation Award, and we provide 3.5 million to help accelerate. And of course, for this innovation also can enter the government procurement pag mayroong needs inside the government.
Okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
it's all about embracing the startup sector, the startup community.
Yeah.
Give a platform also for the startup community to showcase
Yeah.
their innovative idea and how it can contribute
Galing.
for the nation.
Okay. And yung mga binigyan nyo ng grant last year or ng award, ano yung mga innovations nila?
So yun siya, yun yung example. We have another innovation there na in the agriculture, because last year we have 3 category. So palatak, cedar.
Ano yun? Oh.
So it's kasi 'di ba may mga cedar naman pero yung mga sa China. So may nag-innovate dito na yung pagtatanim ng palay,
Okay.
na pinambilis niya, mas in-improve niya yung pagtatanim ng palay na instead na 3 days, kaya niyang gawin ng 1 oras.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Galing.
that's one of the innovation. And then mayroon din doon on the process is yung young entrepreneur scientist,
Okay.
a young student scientist na program,
Yeah.
na that innovation is at the young age, nagtiteach na sila sa mga bata on how to become a scientist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So parang education,
Agree,
livelihood.
so naka-align
Yeah.
siya doon sa 10 priority areas.
Okay.
And this year is basically ginawa namin siyang open category.
Okay.
So meaning yung 10 priority areas pwede nang makapag-apply in whatever sector
Okay.
that you came that your innovation is aligned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Galing. And if meron mga MSMEs who want to apply for this program, saan nila mahahanap yan?
So in our Facebook page, Philippine Innovation, Philippine Novation.
Okay,
Philippine
Philippine
Innovation.
Novation.
Yes.
Okay,
Because it's not just for the startup. We encourage also because basically the law is really the mandate is to upgrade our MSME.
Yeah.
So we are also encouraging MSME. So it's not just exclusive for the startup sector, but it's all about the innovation that the MSME will innovate something
Sure.
with their existing. Kasi 'di ba? Yan yung bottleneck natin with our MSME. Parang ang tagal nilang mag-grow.
Sure.
Ang tagal nilang mag-grow. So we are providing them an opportunity and also an access in the government funding.
Parang accelerator program siya for
It's
MSMEs.
basically a funding. And
Funding.
partner rin siya ng accelerator program.
Yeah.
Because we also do some mentorship
Sure.
nangyayari doon. And I think when we proposed that, because that's basically one of my baby project, is basically na magkaroon ng ma-feel din ng mga citizens, especially in the innovation space, in the entrepreneurship space, na yung pera nila ay mayroong napupuntahan. Hindi lamang
Okay.
sa flood control projects, di ba?
Yeah.
So within that, na-feel siya ng because the heart of innovation is basically entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Galing. And siguro going back to where it all started, no? now you're in a position where you have a platform to push for innovation. Of course, you have your social enterprise in
Yeah.
Bambuhay, but now you also have a role in being part of the Innovation Council. Parang looking back, ang layo na nung narating nung 2-hour walks to school mo in
Yeah.
Sultan Kudarat, to selling kangkong,
Yeah.
to going to school, being a student council just to have some bit of allowance, no? Siguro, at sa mga nasa parehang sitwasyon mo nung bata ka, ano yung siguro pinakapayo mo sa kanila?
So, I think pinaka masasabi ko, okay, because I think I'm not really a good advisor, but it's really just based on my journey.
Sure.
That whatever, kung ano man yung pinanggalingan mo, will not determine of your future.
Okay.
Okay. So it's just all about on how you are going to test the waters, on how you are going to test your capacity as an individual. Kasi nga sabi ko nga yung education system natin naka-anchor siya na mag-graduate ka para makapagtrabaho ka, nakaganon siya.
Correct.
And to just be open with the opportunities.
Sure.
Kung ano man yung oportunidad na dati, sabi ko nga food tech ako. And then yung first job ko is automated election. Yung tinanong ako doon ng election officer namin, sabi, "What's your course?" Sabi ko, "I'm a food tech." "So why you're here? Bakit hindi ka engineering?" Sabi ko,
Correct.
sinagot ko lang na, "Okay, watch and learn." Gano'n lang. So kasi hindi ko pa rin naman alam all
Correct,
about the
correct.
technology, but just be open with the opportunity and the learnings because
Yeah.
it's a continuous learning.
Correct.
Because your future is basically lead you of how you able to embrace the present. I think that's one. So
Okay.
embrace the present. What is the opportunity in the present, and use that present to become your future. And don't be parang wag mong ikulong yung sarili mo kasi sabi ko nga if in case kinulong ko yung sarili ko doon sa bundok, baka isa ako sa mga commander ng NPA.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
attest that.
Yeah.
But I'm able to embrace na kahit minsan okay din magbida-bida. So okay lang po yun. Kasi sabi ko, akala ko ang talino ko. Kasi nga, gumraduate akong salutatorian. Ngunit pagdating ko pala dun sa school, I'm one of the hindi pala katalinuhan yung ko. Matalino ako kasi nag-graduate lang ako, but the education is really very poor.
Yeah.
So I think it's just be open and embrace that opportunity, and just to show to the people the authenticity of who you are
Yes.
as a person. Kasi I can't imagine that young boy,
Yeah.
di ba, na naglalaro dun sa bundok, is to become a presidential appointee, and malay mo, di ba, to become a president soon. Hindi natin alam, di ba?
Pwede. Oo.
So just to embrace that kind of opportunity, and I think continuous learning. So
Sure.
diskarte is okay,
Yeah.
but it should be embedded with education.
Yeah, I think magandang sinabi mo na kung saan ka nanggaling or kung saan ka noon, hindi yun yung magde-determine kung ng future mo,
Yes.
no? O kung saan ka papunta.
Kasi di ba sabi nga nila, kung pinanganak kang mahirap,
Oo.
kasalanan yun ng tatay mo.
Oo.
Pero kung lumaki kang mahirap, kasalanan mo yan.
Oo. I think, of course, yan, highly debatable din,
Yes,
no?
highly debatable.
Kasi marami din naman talagang napakahirap ng sitwasyon.
Sitwasyon na sabi namin, hindi mo naman kasalanan. Pwede naman siya gano'n. Hindi mo kasalanan na pinanganak kang mahirap. Pero kung
yung point mo is,
lumaki kang mahirap,
Oo.
kasalanan mo na yon.
At meron paraan, no?
Mayroong
And you're
paraan.
living proof of that.
It's just all
Yeah.
about on how you are going to open that opportunity to yourself.
I think
And embrace learning. Yun talaga.
I think yung isa mo pang magandang sinabi is more than the past, it's what you do now or the present that will
Yeah.
determine your future.
Yes.
I think yan yung one good learning na lahat ng tao, yung magagawa nila ngayon, yan talaga yung makakapag
That will
propel
shape, yeah.
or shape the next day, the following day,
yes.
and the following day, the following week, and so on. Yeah, good. Well, Sir Mark, meron ka pa bang huling gustong i-promote or anything?
Well, I think just to give a context, like what we are really doing in the National Innovation, some of the policies that we are working with right now, because I think that's one thing that masasabi natin that this is one of the good things that's really happening in the government. Because I think some of the policies that we are working on right now is basically in streamlining yung business registration, renewal, and exit processes.
Okay.
As I mentioned,
Ease of business.
yeah. And then priority policy reform agenda to address the barriers, the different barriers of innovation. Like we are about to launch our sandbox. So like for example,
The
the,
what?
the sandbags. Innovation
ano yun?
sandbox. So basically, like for example, mayroong innovation ka, then natapos mo na siya, nakapasa naman sa mga testing.
Yeah.
But of course, with our FDA, with our regulation, with our Bangko Sentral, di ba, ang daming
Yeah.
ang daming mga bureaucracy. So, pwede siyang i-sandbox. So, kung nakapart siya ng sandbox, pwede na siyang gamitin commercially. And then while ongoing na pinoproseso mo yung mga papers on the accreditation in the different institution. And then it will take at least 1 to 3 years na naka-sandbox siya. Na kahit wala ka pang mga certified accreditation from FDA, but the product, the innovation itself is already certified safe.
Okay.
On the research stage. But on
Okay.
the implementation kasi marami yung kailangan mo ng FDA, kailangan mo ng ganito, ang daming kailangan gawin, which is sa akin naman that's okay. It's because we need to also safeguard the community.
Hindi naman pwede na kahit ano na lang.
Yes,
diba?
diba? Kasi baka makalason yun or kung ano yung magiging contribution niya. And I think one thing is yung one of the successful that we did here is to open an opportunity for the startup and MS sector kasi nagkaroon na tayo ng bagong procurement law in our government na pwede nang makipag-negotiate directly purchase up to 2 million pesos yung mga startup to the government without bidding.
Okay.
Meaning, direct negotiation na siya, but still, it should be in the innovation scope. Like, pag science and technology, pwede ding i-sandbox or pwede na rin gamitin ni LGU kahit pag naka-sandbox yung innovation, kahit hindi pa siya kompleto doon sa mga papers or any inside the government or in GAs na pwede siyang utilize. So I think that's one of the success.
Parang to make it more inclusive for MSMEs kahit hindi pa complete yung all the permits, at least 2 million
pwede
cap.
ka na.
Pwede ka na mag-apply sa value chain ng government.
Yes.
Okay.
At pwede na siya, pwede siyang i-pilot.
Okay.
Like the innovation, pwede i-pilot siya sa mga government if in case there is a need in the government. So I think that's some of the and right now, actually, one of my focus is regarding the LOA, yung BRR, yung Letter of Authority na ginagawa. So we are finding ways on how to balance that hindi naman masacrifice yung audit ng government. At the same time, hindi rin masacrifice yung mga negosyo ng bawat negosyante sa Pilipinas. Because what we want is basically the business and the business is one of the backbone of our economy under tax. So we really want, that's basically one of the most challenging, but the most exciting na ginagawa namin ngayon in the council. And me personally, I'm advocating for it in order that on how we can really find balance on it na hindi masyadong mahirapan at hindi rin masacrifice yung services ng gobyerno natin. And I think in the context of sustainability and in Bambuhay, because diba, if we can see now in our sa bansa natin na parang hindi na tayo natututo. Way back in 2000, we have the payatas na yung tambak-tambak na plastic.
Correct.
And then just this year, we have the Banalid in Cebu City.
Okay.
Na nag-collapse din na landfills. So I think for the Filipino people, especially for the Generation Z, because this is our present, that I can say in the last word is, let's be reminded that we only have one planet. And it takes one person to take care with it. And it starts with you. It starts with me. That yung purpose na yun is basically that you want to create something. It's not all about that you want to save the world. But it's all about the footstep that you want to create.
Sure.
That small step that you can create, that you can contribute. Kasi when I started the bamboo straw, sabi ko, at least kahit isang bamboo straw, that's already a big contribution to our environment to eliminate that. That one that one plantable toothbrush, it's also a big contribution to the community.
And now 80 to 90,000 of the toothbrushes are actually trees. Right? So I think really inspiring story in that space, especially if you connect it to your beginnings, di ba?
Yeah.
I think your story is one proof that talagang pagtiyagaan mo lang
Yeah.
and at the same time, laban lang, may mararating at marami ka pang madadala kasama
Yes, yes.
ng iyong journey.
Yes.
No? So, Sir Mark, maraming salamat sa inyong oras.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone for listening in. Again, Bambuhay, yung ating social enterprise.
Yeah, so basically we are available already
yeah.
in some major malls.
Yeah.
They can find it in our website, bambuhay.ph, and also
Bambuhay.ph.
available in the different e-commerce platform. Pati yung mga packaging din namin in our e-commerce is also eco-friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, check it out, Bambuhay. If you want to test these bamboo toothbrushes, which are plantable and can be trees eventually, do check it out in their respective websites and Facebook pages and retail outlets. No, so ang galing, ang ganda ng quality. I can assure you. Yeah. So that's it for today, Sir Mark. Maraming salamat for your time.
Maraming salamat.
And hopefully yung kwento nyo maraming maidulot na maganda at maging inspirasyon siya, no, for all the entrepreneurs and also for all those going through difficulties, no, in life. And I think yung kwento nyo from walking 2 hours to selling kangkong to just finding a way to make ends meet to now being a president of your own social enterprise and now being part of the government to help innovation. I think it's such a long journey, and I think umpisa pa lang yan of the story of Sir Mark Sultan Gersava.
Magiging presidente pa tayo ng Pilipinas.
Ganun ba? May balak ba? Sabihan mo kami para pwede ka namin i-promote, ha? So, okay, so to all the listeners, thank you for joining us and have a great day.
Yeah.
Thank you.